I'm not used to that when I do these deals. Usually there's a lot of hatred. They like each other.
Donald Trump arrived in Asia with a mission. 3 countries, 3 agendas, but 1 mission. To remind the world that he is the deal maker in chief. We'll start with Malaysia. It was the first stop and arguably the most theatrical. Trump landed in Malaysia over the weekend and it was straight to business, but not without a celebratory dance. You have to see this one. The first agenda item was a signing ceremony. It involved Thailand, Cambodia and the host nation, Malaysia. Thailand and Cambodia inked a ceasefire. The White House called it a historic peace accord. The 2 Asian neighbors, Thailand and Cambodia, have been at odds since July this year. They have an old border dispute. It flared up briefly and it ended under US pressure. It ended after Trump threatened sanctions and tariffs. So a peace deal was brokered.
This is a momentous day for all of the people of Southeast Asia as we sign a historic agreement to end the military conflict between Cambodia and Thailand.
Trump got the credit, and here in Malaysia, he grabbed the headlines too. For the US president, it was proof that the art of the deal still sells, even if the ink on the paper masks the cracks. The other thing on the agenda was the ASEAN summit. That's why Trump was in Malaysia in the first place, for the ASEAN summit. ASEAN stands for the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. It is a regional grouping of 11 countries. ASEAN was formed in the year 1967 as a Cold War buffer. It has always prized quiet diplomacy over confrontation. But in recent years, its relevance has been questioned. Why? Because of its inability to stop conflicts. Whether it's Myanmar civil war or the South China Sea disputes, ASEAN has failed to resolve them. It is often seen as a talk shop. But Trump's visit changed that, at least temporarily. His attendance turned it into a global spectacle where deals were signed. East Timor officially joined the bloc. East Timor is Asia's youngest nation. The country won full independence only in 2002, and now it is part of the ASEAN, making it a grouping of 11 nations now. That led to emotional speeches, teary applause, and even some banter and jokes.
The world needs leaders who promote peace strongly, and to achieve that, you have to break some rules, as you did today. When President arrived, he asked me to join him in the car. I said that's against the security and protocol rules. And he was delighted to break the rules, and I...
Nice ride.
It was a nice ride. And we share a lot of things in common. I was in prison, but he almost got there.
It was a rare moment of unity, especially for a region that often struggles to find common ground. But behind the smiles and speeches was Trump's diplomacy, a signature blend of pressure and persuasion. He followed with trade announcements, new US deals with Thailand, Cambodia and Malaysia, all seen as rewards for cooperation. The message, you could say, was unmistakable: make peace, get business. And Asian economies were happy to play along. Trump left Malaysia boasting of, and I'm quoting, boasting of hundreds of billions in investments. The figures are vague, but the symbolism was enough.
My message to the nations of Southeast Asia is that the United States is with you 100%, and we intend to be a strong partner and friend for many generations to come. 1 year ago, we were in a different position, but now we're in the best position we've ever been. And
from there, it was on to the second leg of the trip, and that's Japan. Trump arrived in Tokyo to a carefully choreographed welcome. He was greeted by Emperor Naruhito. The US president even sported a gold tie The two leaders met at the Imperial Palace. But the real spotlight is on Japan's new Prime Minister. Her name is Sanae Takaichi. She is the country's first woman leader, also a rising conservative star whose politics aligns with Trump's. So this meeting, her meeting with Trump, will be her trial by fire. Trump wants Japan to pay more for American security. There are some 53,000 US troops stationed in Japan. Trump wants more money for this deployment. And Takaichi wants a cut in car tariffs, a deal that would boost Japanese car makers like Toyota, Honda and Nissan. From Japan, Trump will head to Seoul. That's the final leg of his three-nation tour. South Korea is desperate to clinch a trade deal with the US. Talks to lower US tariffs on Korean exports have stalled. But the big wild card is not trade. It's Kim Jong Un, the North Korean leader. Trump has hinted that he might extend his trip to meet Kim.
I haven't mentioned it, I haven't said anything, but I'd love to meet with him if he'd like to meet. I got along great with Kim Jong Un. I liked him, he liked me. If he wants to meet, I'll be in South Korea.
Would you extend your trip in Asia in order to meet with him?
Well, I hadn't thought of it, but I think the answer would be, yeah, I would do that, sure.
When you do,
It's our last stop,
when
so it's pretty easy to do. Yeah, I would do that.
when you do meet with.
The last time Trump met Kim was in the year 2019. It was at the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, which is in fact a militarized buffer zone between the two Koreas, North and South. So could a meeting happen again? We don't want to hazard a guess, but we do know that Trump loves surprises, and a second historic photo with Kim would make global headlines. If he doesn't meet Kim, he will still claim that he could have. Either way, the tour will end on Donald Trump's terms, and maybe that's the real deal. Not the peace or the tariffs or the trade, but the attention that the US president is getting. Because in Trump's world, relevance is power.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.